I'm gonna make some nice fresh corned beef hash. And why? Because you have a leftover piece of corned beef. It's lean. To you it's dry, you don't want to use it again. But if you cook it with, make hash with the potato and the onion, that moisture gets in there, serve with a poached egg on top, beautiful dish. So we're going to use corned beef, potato, onion, and a little bit of thyme, salt and pepper. First we're going to dice up the onion and potato, saute them, and then add the corned beef. I diced up the onion. The easiest way to do the potato, to make small dice, you just go down the side, cut one piece off. Then when you lay it flat, it's not going to wobble on you. And you just cut nice thin. And then after you do that, lay it down flat. They won't move. And go like so. Then after that, turn it, come across this way. And you get nice little pieces of diced potato, which will cook very quickly with the onions. And then we'll add the corned beef. If the corned beef is already cooked, and there's no reason to make it any more crispy than not. You can either have moist corned beef hash or crispy corned beef hash. It's up to you. I like it when it's soft and not too crispy. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And also the other way. Okay? Now the skillet is hot. We're going to put a little more oil or butter in there. As you can see, that's plenty for 2 people. So it's in half. So we're going to put 1/2 in there. And we're going to try and form this as best we can. Now, in the professional kitchen, when they make this, quite often they will add about 20% of canned corned beef hash. Why? It keeps it tight together where you can easily form it like into a football for presentation. So we're going to keep this on a high flame and crisp it up and attempt, let's get it a little closer, not so big. Because I want to turn this, hopefully. I'm laughing because of what I want to do. I'm going to try and flip this. That's why if you get it crispy enough, that'll hold it together while you attempt to flip it. Now if you don't want to flip it, because you don't know how, you do the best you can. You can kind of, as you're turning it, if only half of it turns, so turn half, then turn the other half, and you'll have the crispy bottom on top. And then just a little more cooking for the bottom, and you have a great looking corned beef hash for breakfast, or lunch, or dinner. So this is almost ready to turn. Sounds like popcorn. Lower the flame just a little. It's on very high. I want this not to burn, but just to brown up real good. Okay, here goes nothing, like I said. So as I flip that, we got some of the brown from the bottom, so let's just turn it and live with what we got, because this pan isn't really the shape. The sides are a little bit too high for it to come around. But we can try it again. So raise the flame a little. This is fun. Just a little bit, the height is not good. And the way it's curved, it has to curve like so. And this goes up a little and then out. So it's not helping it come around. So there's another way of doing it. We will invert this onto the plate. Very simply. Hopefully. So you take the plate, shut the flame off so you don't burn your wrist. Take the plate, just lean this all the way to the edge. And as we go like that, go like so, that worked. And then you take that beautiful poached egg that you have ready, or two, since it's breakfast and you want a pair of eggs. There you go. Corned beef hash with poached egg. And just put a little piece of parsley for garnish right there. Now if you don't know how to make poached eggs like that, or you do, look at my recipe for how you make poached eggs. And there you go, corned beef hash. That was for 2 people, so you need 4 eggs. Thank you. We'll go about sauteing the potatoes and onion. I'm using a little olive oil. You want to use butter, go right ahead. And we have a fairly high flame. Just start it off and I'll probably lower it. And the piece of corned beef that you're using, I'm sure you've eaten it, so you know how much salt is in there. Well, after you mix the corned beef with this, maybe that's enough seasoning. Maybe it needs just pepper. Or maybe it does need both salt and pepper. So that's up to you. You season it after the corned beef is added. So we'll just go about sauteing this. Moderate flame. Not going to waste film. I'll come back here in 2 minutes and see how it's doing. While this is cooking, I'm going to add the thyme. Gives it a nice flavor. Now we can keep sauteing it like this and get some color. Or we can put a lid on it. It'll cook faster, keep the moisture in there, and that's what I want to do because the corned beef is dry. And after it's done, it'll have a nice shape and we'll serve it with a poached egg. So let's just cook it. Potatoes have to be soft, then we'll continue. Now I know what I said about the salt, but the pepper, I'm sure the corned beef wasn't hot, spicy with pepper, so just throw a little pepper in there. If you like it, put more. And this is cooking, you're getting a little color, even with the lid on. So I'm going to lower the flame just a wee bit. A few more minutes and then we'll add the corned beef. Well, the potatoes are cooked. So there's a couple of ways to do the corned beef. I diced it. If you want it even finer, just put it in a Cuisinart and run it until it's tiny, tiny, itsy bitsy little pieces. So all we have to do is heat up the corned beef and then we'll go to the next step. Now the ratio of corned beef to potatoes look pretty good. You don't want too much potato, but you need enough to make the corned beef hash soft. Now, we'll cover it up, cook it for a few minutes, taste it, and then you'll know if you have to add salt or not. Well, now that it's really hot, the flavors should be combining. We're going to taste really the potato part of it. So it didn't pick up the salt from the corned beef. So we'll put a little sea salt in there. And then we're going to take it all out because this is enough for 2 people. Because we want to make 2 little, nice little flat, crispy looking things. So we'll take it out and then we'll go ahead.